welcome back to History Videos for Kids. Today, we will be talking about Stalin and Mussolini. In Russia, the Tsar, Nicholas II, and his family had been killed, and the whole country was on the brink of a civil war. There was a group of people called the White Army, and they gathered together because they were angry that the Tsar had been put to death. They were preparing to avenge his death. The White Army's enemy called themselves the Red Army. The Red Army's members were communists. They fought for 3 years, and then the Red Army had the victory. The Red Army made the White Army members and their families leave Russia. If they didn't leave, they'd be put in jail. Or worse, killed. Russia now only had one political party. When a country has one political party, they are called a totalitarian state. The reason this is less common is because most countries have at least 2 political parties. In America, we have 2 prominent political parties, Democrats and Republicans. Both sides have very different ideas, and much of the time they strongly believe that the other party is wrong. With 2 political parties, each side can share what they think would make their country better, and then the people can decide with a vote. But in a country like Russia, where there was only one political party, it is for all practical purposes a dictatorship. No one can disagree with the one and only political party, and even if they disagree with it, they cannot easily stand up to it. As it transpired, a man named Vladimir Lenin, who was the leader of the October Revolution and first head of government of Soviet Russia and later of the new Soviet Union, was busy killing, imprisoning, and exiling anyone who interfered or disagreed with him. Not too long after Lenin became the leader, he had a stroke which damaged his brain. He still was deemed the leader, but in reality, a man named Joseph Stalin was more like the real leader. Did you know that Joseph Stalin's given name was not Joseph Stalin? That's right, his real name was completely different, but when he was 24 years old, he joined the Communist Party and he decided that he would now be called Stalin. Stalin means steel, and as a result, he soon became known as the Steel Ruler. As soon as Lenin passed away, Stalin assumed the role as leader. The first thing he did was change the name of a city to Leningrad, to honor the late Lenin. He also had Lenin placed in a glass coffin. Did you know that you can still see Lenin in the glass coffin to this day? Stalin became leader of the Soviet Union after Lenin's death in 1924. He continued to consolidate his authority and was the de facto dictator of the Soviet Union until his death in 1953. Many biographers have described Stalin as being ruthless and lacking compassion. He has also been described as very intelligent and hardworking. One historian opined that Stalin had impacted the 20th century more than any other individual. Another important actor from the World War II period was Benito Mussolini. He came to power in Italy in the 1920s as well. A famous phrase attributed to Mussolini was that he made the trains run on time. While some modern historians take issue with this claim, it is beyond dispute that under Mussolini, Italy experienced modernization. Although as a former journalist, and having insight into how people's perceptions might be shaped, it is fair to contend that his improvements were calculated to impress foreigners and the upper class Italians, often at the expense of the working classes. Even so, Mussolini implemented improved train service on important routes, built many airports, and constructed the Autostrada, the precursor to the German Autobahn and the interstate highway system in the United States. He also, through rhetoric, dress, and cultivation of his image, and often with more style than substance, gave his countrymen and the world a few years of apparent progress and greater efficiency than Italy had been known for in the times immediately preceding his ascension to power. In World War II, he aligned himself with Hitler. Italy wasn't ready to participate in a large war. The Italians suffered and Mussolini was exiled. The Germans rescued him and gave him power in the northern part of Italy, but within a few years, the Allies took over. Mussolini fled, but was captured and executed in 1945. Well, that wraps up our history lesson. See you next time.